this other class, so I'm 44 years old. I played baseball for sports when I was growing up. Nolan Ryan was my hero, but after seeing that video, hearing that story, he might have been replaced by Mary. It's incredible. And felt fortunate to be able to meet her and ask her questions. And also this guy there, I don't even know why I'm here. I'm wasting your time because they're much better than I am. I'm a master's program graduate that he was talking about. It's incredible. A couple of things that I really enjoyed hearing from Mary is she can't pay, I don't want to mess it up, I'm trying to write fast, but can't pay their value, they can only pay what the job is worth. So that's an interesting comment, particularly with what's going on in the minimum wage debate. And I'll read into that and understand the economics, what's driving it. The minimum wage is $10 an hour, why not make it 100? If it's going to be 100, well, let's make it 200. Well, what does that do to prices? And I don't want to get off in that debate, but then all of a sudden your Big Mac costs 25 bucks. So short term it's a good thing, long term it's not. But you know, you said you got to be better than your competition. I mentioned Slight Edge, the book by Jeff Olson last time we were together. I inserted some information in this handout about Slight Edge. It's on page 4. But basically, his premise is if you, day after day, if you make good decisions, it will take you towards success. Conversely, if you make bad decisions, you're not going to see the consequences of it immediately. It's like smoking, for example. And we talked about that, and actually one person told me they quit smoking after the conversation we had last time. You don't see the instant result. If you smoked one cigarette and walked out the door and died, no one would smoke. But if you smoke over 30 years and get lung cancer and you see the result, you know what's happening, but it's not instant. So the choice is yours. Good decisions versus bad decisions. Easy to make. Which one are you going to pick? Let's see. Also thought in that packet, Mary said she looks for drive. That was another thing, hiring people. That's, you know, when she was getting started because she didn't have the money to hire specific talent at the time. In my 40 left, when I turned 40, I wrote this list. Some of the things I hope it doesn't offend you mentioned last time, but that's the number one on my list. Hard work, farm boy toughness make you a lot luckier than most people. If you work hard, you can outwork a lot of mistakes. You'll move up in the company. Look at this guy. Said start at the bottom. You originally said you wanted to be a conductor. Is that right?
Orchestral conductor, that's right.
So
here I am.
Yeah, you never know. Something else, Mary said that she's an avid reader and she listens to several TED Talks a day. Number 28 on my list was never stop learning. Listening to rap music on your iPod won't help you succeed in the world. Audible.com will turn your iPod or car into a portable university. I wrote that primarily for my oldest son at the time because he was listening to a bunch of music, and I'm like, try to improve yourself daily. Not that there's anything wrong with music, especially if you're going to be a conductor, but I spend a lot of time in my automobile and on airplanes and that kind of thing. You can improve yourself daily, and it goes back to the Slight Edge. Daily improvement will lead you to success. I'm trying to cram a lot of things into this. I'm not going to draw it on the board, but if you can look at page 5, it's the one with the wheel. Basically, what I wanted to get across to you is you can do anything, but you can't do everything. You have to find balance in your life. I told the story, I believe, last time about a fellow that I sold my company to. They have several jets, very, very successful, 7,500 employees. He asked what success was. I said, I've got a friend that makes a lot of money, but he's gone 4 days a week, never sees his kids, he's on the verge of getting divorced. That's not success. That friend has spent all of his time in this wheel in career and financial because he's so concerned with making money that the wheel gets out of balance. I don't know if driving a car, if your wheel's out of balance, it bounces. So your life's like this. What you want to strive for is you got to work hard, but you also, there's got to be a component of health, family, spirituality, everything else, and try to I know at age 20 that's tough, but yeah. I mentioned this last, I think she's very, very successful, but one of the things she said in the last class was that she was her mother's caregiver. I think that makes her the most successful. Both my parents are deceased, and I wish at age 19 I would have paid a little more attention, because my mother had pancreatic cancer and died in 11 days. I didn't get to spend enough time with her as an adult, so you've been fortunate enough to do that. So I did stick this in here on page 6. I was fortunate to hang out with Frank Luntz. He's a political pollster and consultant. He's been on Fox News, CNN, a good bit. He's written quite a few books. You should check it out. But one of them was Words at Work. And in any business that you go in, any profession, any job, you've got to be able to effectively communicate. And you're in sales, no matter what you do. I've had friends that are doctors, and they didn't realize when they're in medical school that they're in sales. You've got to be able to communicate with people and sell them your service. Or if you're not a good doctor, I'm going to go tell somebody, that guy's not a nice person. I wouldn't go back to them. So you have to treat people how you want to be treated, and you got to be able to communicate. So I'm amazed. I interview people, and their resumes have mistakes on them. Your resume is not that important, but it's vitally important getting you in the door. If it looks bad, if it has grammar issues, doesn't have periods after sentences, I'll literally look at it next. Because if they're not willing to take the time, proofread, and do a good job on that, what else are they going to do once they're on my team in my tent? So, got a question there, just what's success? And then this last thing, I know we're running out of time, and it's Friday, but we're talking about starting business, and I started mine from scratch. I was 27 years old. Thought I was going to be a failure, but a lot of hard work. You got to be smart, street smart, book smart, whatever. Outwork people. You got to have heart and that burning desire. This bottom picture, I had one of my boys ask me, like, "What is that?" This guy, there's a workout program, gym's called CrossFit. This guy right in front is supposed to be the fittest person on earth because he's won this game 4 times. But he has a Bible verse on his side, Galatians, and a reporter from ESPN interviewed him and said, "Tell me about the Galactica tattoo you have on your side." He said, "It's Galatians, you should look it up." But, whatever business, you're so young and you've got I'm 44, looking back on it, it goes by that fast. It's geometric progression. Every year you get older, time speeds up. When you're a kid, you think summer seems like it's so long, but then the older you get, it's almost March. It goes by in a blink. So I'm rambling, it's time to go. So if you have any questions for me?